My name is Amy McCreath, and I serve as the Dean of the Cathedral Church of St. Paul here in Boston. Back in 1919, on the heels of the end of the First World War, the Bishop of the Diocese of Massachusetts, William Lawrence, was reflecting on the role of the Church and the ways in which the Church could help make the world a place more peaceful, more tolerant, more just. He believed that a cathedral could play an important role in this essential work. And in his book, The American Cathedral, he wrote about his vision. Part of that vision was that the cathedral would be a place where, as he said, people of all faiths would kneel side by side and thereby be reconciled. Now, the world has changed quite a bit since 1919, and in our day, I think you'll agree with me that being able to kneel side by side and share space and cross boundaries and build relationships across difference is more important than ever. That's why we are making this film, this short film, to tell the story of a remarkable partnership, which I believe is the most important way in which this cathedral has lived into its founding bishop's vision. And that is through sharing our space with our friends who are Muslim, who work or study downtown, so that they can offer their Jum'ah prayers on Fridays. Importantly, our sharing of space emerged not out of a strategic plan or even out of Bishop Lawrence's vision, but out of real relationships, out of friendship on the ground with people that were encountering one another day by day. We hope that you will enjoy hearing this story and that it will inspire you to play your role in making this world a place where people can be side by side, be reconciled, and work for the good of all and for future generations. I'm just so thankful to be here.
Yeah.
I feel so honored to be part of this conversation. So honored, thankful to both of you. Maybe a good place to start would be for both of you just to say briefly who you are.
Right. Well, I'm Jeff Strite, and I'm the retired Dean of St. Paul's Cathedral. I served there from 1995 until 2017. And I was Dean when we began inviting you and hosting the community for Friday prayers. So, and when I think back on what happened when I was there, that's one of the things I'm most proud of.
My name is Madhudu Raman. I came to Suffolk University in 1981. So during this period, academically, of course, I did a lot of things, important things for the university and for the community, for the academic world, and also for Muslims around.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to know, I helped establish or participated to establish 6 or 7 mosques around Boston. Another thing I had few times Knowledge Globalization Institute, where we had conferences all over the world. And knowledge means any knowledge, religious, scientific, and so people really enjoyed that conference, mixing all religion, all race, all creed. So I all the time I'll believe.
Yeah. Well, that gets to a question I was going to ask both of you, which is, before the partnership at the cathedral, did you have a lot of experience in multi-faith situations? It sounds like in your work you were used to being in very diverse environments.
Yes. So actually, you go to my childhood, we start from there because half of my life was in Bangladesh, half here, right? I grew up in village. And so in village, they really don't care what religion you are. They come from the same village. So we grew up with a background of no hate among religions. The thing is, we all are treated by one God, and then we all treat one God. And then, like, you know what I said, that it has to be some connection. Why then you come to us, we come to you. Love. This is my book said, your book says love.
So back to the start, right? So tell us who you are.
My name is Abraham. So we start Friday pray in Suffolk, Dr. Mahmoud. Somehow he, with the management of the school, get a little room in the basement. Was it very deep in the basement? I used to own a business in Haymarket, so this was the closest one for us. 10 people, 15 people, a couple of students. Then it grows. Then the room is not enough. Then they move out to the church upstairs. And the numbers start to grow again, and the church couldn't take it us anymore. So they asked me to look for a place in the area. I met Jeb. Then I asked him, he says, I cannot say no. I cannot say that this is a house for everybody to pray. I cannot say no to you, but I don't know. I have to attend your service. He says, you're welcome. So he says, okay. So he pulled a chair and he said, and I listened to the khutbah the first time. I remember very, very like yesterday. He says, it's not much different. It's not much different.
Before getting into what the cathedral did, I would love to just hear a bit from both of you about how you experienced a 9/11 and what was it like? What, was there debate about getting together? Was there concern about security? What?
Actually, 9/11 got us closer because everybody know the Muslim was, the people prayed there, have nothing to do with it, and they didn't have to be accused for anything. And this is what I felt from the church side. And they says, we're here, we supported you, we with you, we're not against you. And I had this feeling, I felt this. And I see the action too.
Yeah, so much was unknown. The one thing I knew was I need to go on Friday and be present and pray with these people to just make it very clear that they're still welcome and it's important. So I talked to Ibrahim and he said, yes, of course. So Friday came and I just remember feeling spent and depleted and inadequate. And I went and said, please know how welcome you are and how important it is that you continue to be here to make a witness to the world of what is possible.
Yeah, well, I think one of the reasons that Bishop Gates asked me to come and be the dean is because of my experience at MIT, right? And helping to found the Interfaith Fellowship there and getting to know Islamic students, working with them. I think that was part of his wanting to make sure that this continued.
He came down a couple of times actually and spoke to the congregation. He came down after the events of October 7th. When I think you were on sabbatical at that time. We had a big service or remembrance/service honoring. I don't know if it's honoring or not. I can't write the right words of what's happening in Gaza. So this was about a year ago. So we had a huge gathering of during Jum'ah of people of different faiths coming in. The mayor came at that time. So I think the Bishop Alan Gates came as well at that time, and he spoke a couple of words. We had the whole hall was packed. It was like 500-700 people upstairs, downstairs, everywhere. So it was wonderful. So he has always been a good supporter, and he came down anytime he could come.
I think a profound statement about the future. Just sharing a space, I think wrote in that book also, that how the future religions will look like. How will they do their, I should say, religious obligations. All these religions will share on a space. And so there will be no one church, there will be no one mosque, there will be no one synagogue, there will be one prayer hall or prayer thing or something, and we will schedule our own prayer. And because of so many reasons, political and economic reasons, it will be not possible to sustain individual spaces. So, for different reasons.
Mhm,
You can find out the reasons. But this like cathedral, which is kind of a prime prayer hall in the Greater Boston area. Doesn't matter what religion you are from, you would hate to see it go. You want it to stay there as glorious as it was. But then maybe there'll be more of this faith, less of that faith. They will keep it shining and glowing. I think that's why this is a much more profound statement about the future. But you are making a statement. But maybe God knows whether it will happen in 10 years or it will happen in 100 years. But it will happen, inshallah.
Amen.
Yeah, right,
I think that's
right.
a beautiful vision.
My name is Faiza Sharif, and I pray here at the downtown Musalla for Friday Jum'ah prayers. I've been coming more consistently the last couple of years because my workplace is actually across the common, and so I see it as a really nice oasis in which people who work downtown, people who are visiting downtown, whether they're tourists, whether they're students that have campuses around the common, can come, can spend 30 minutes here to be able to observe a very important tenet of their faith. For me, it's been really meaningful. For me, it's provided consistency in my workday, right? And very importantly, just a reminder of, being a space and being in community within the city of Boston, right? And with your neighbors, whether they're Christian, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Jewish, but just having a space in which we're able to practice and observe is really important to me.
So interestingly, I actually heard about this space even before I came to the US and specifically to Boston. So there was a viral video that got circulated around the world about this space where people were praying in a church, and it was a concept very new to me. And I think this is the one thing that the praying here reminds me is of the story of the Christians of Nazareth, where in the 6th century, a huge delegation of Christians came to meet with Prophet Muhammad at his mosque in Medina. And when they were in the mosque, they asked the Prophet if they can find a place to pray somewhere. The Prophet said that this mosque is a house of God and we pray to the same God. So you don't have to go anywhere. You can just pray at the mosque. And the Christians of Nazareth prayed in the mosque in Medina. And so when I pray here, I feel probably what that Christians felt praying at the mosque in back then during the time of Prophet Muhammad. So I'm really blessed to be here, to pray here, and to be part of this community. I really think that this is that one space God is always looking at, and He will always take care for the rest of time.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, my name is Jana Ramadan, and I have been coming to this Jum'ah prayer since I was a kid, around 5 or 6 years old. My first memories of Jum'ah were actually downstairs before I moved on to this upper floor, sitting in the small women's area and listening to the khutbah. I'm so excited to be back at this Jum'ah every week now as a city employee, working just a few blocks down the street, but getting to join our community here and getting to meet more Muslims who work in downtown Crossing area, and to get to see the other city employees that come here every week. It's an incredible resource, it's an incredible community, and I'm so grateful for the church for letting us congregate here on a weekly basis, and inshallah we'll be here for 25 years and more.